Hello viewers, today we're going to talk about an issue in the iOS jailbreaking community. Specifically, we're going to talk about Peacock, because I'm not the only one that has noticed this problem with the Peacock app. Especially when it comes to jailbreaking. So take a brief pause there to prove my point. Here, we have my iPad 5 5th gen. Here we have my 2018 model Amazon Fire tablet. This is, of course, brand new when I got this for $50 back in 2018. This is an iPad 5 I just got last month from a nice seller down in Delaware. So a little personal touch to Delmarva in my sense. But that's not the point. Today, we're going to talk about something that needs to be brought up with Peacock. Now, I have Liberty Light enabled on my thing over here. I should have had Reddit to prove a point, so I will have Reddit load up while we are talking. So I want to show you something on the jailbreak forum of Reddit. And I might be the only YouTuber that may be talking about this. So while I have Reddit loading, and I'll record a separate clip after to show you what's going on with specifically Peacock app on jailbreak, we're going to launch the app. Now, before we launch the app, I want to show you Liberty Light. Okay? Launch Liberty Light. I did a video. Many of you know how to get past the jailbreak detection, right? As many of you know, I only have Peacock enabled right now because I was doing some experimentation. So, many of you know, when you launch Zoom on your iDevice, tells you the device is jailbroken. Many banking apps do this too. So let's just launch Peacock. Okay? Look at this. The app crashes. Tries to load, but it realizes you are jailbroken. On stock iOS, and I tried this on my mom's iPhone SE, which thankfully she has 32 gigs. I was able to briefly try it for a second. The app loads fine. I could sign in. No issue. So now we go to my Kindle. Now, Amazon doesn't want you to have the Google Play Store. Okay? And for the record, I have a modded Pandora, which I'm not going to get into why, but I do pay for Spotify. Which I got an upgrade offer during the pandemic, and thank goodness I did. So, let's go into Peacock on the Kindle, right? Let's just bring this up here, okay? Here comes Peacock. And I'll mention that this doesn't normally take this long to load. Blame my internet because I was trying to download Reddit while this was going on. Look at this. Peacock loads. I have Peacock. And what's frustrating to me is I have an Xfinity Comcast subscription in my parents' condo in Maryland. Here in New York, we have DirecTV. I mostly use online services because of the DVR features, which, you know, Sling and Fubo, you're paying under $100 anyway. Well, I'm getting under that, but that's not the point. The point is, you know, this is ridiculous how on a jailbreak, they tell you you can't even use it. Just for an example, let's launch NBC News now for a second. Let's just prove
We
the
actually
point.
saw a
Look,
large convoy
NBC
of
News Now
come through here.
launches.
It's news made for your streaming.
I could literally look at all the channels right now, and there's a buffering issue. Happens because, again, I'm on bad Wi-Fi.
Starting at 6 a.m.
Which I noticed there's buffering issues with Peacock. I'll bring this up. Peacock has loading issues. And I'll show you two more things before we wrap up this video. So I'll be back. Let me log into my Reddit, and we'll go into the jailbreak forum discussion there. Now we're going to take a look at Reddit. So here we are on Reddit. And of course, if you are part of the jailbreaking community, please follow r/jailbreak. They're an excellent community. They've been around on Reddit for who knows how long, but I figured, wait a minute, there has to be a discussion on Reddit. There has to be a discussion on Reddit. So I go on Reddit, and of course, this comes up. I even Google it, just to prove that this is legit, on my iPhone 8, which I'm recording this from. This legitimately proves the point that other users are experiencing this. One user who has an iPhone 11 Pro 13.5 says, seems they got a really good jailbreak detection, works even with a previously jailbroken device's jail. Not even kern bypass seems to work. I've tried kern bypass. I've tried other jailbreak detection tweaks that I never mentioned. I always tell you guys, use Liberty. Liberty's the most successful. Over the years, it's been proven that way. Nintendo, for an example, you tried the Mario games from the App Store. Yep. So, my comment was, we sadly lost the Comcast. Guess I'll just have to use my Kindle tablet and my side-loaded Android TV APK on my Fire Stick. And I want to mention to NBC, there's no offline option. So even if we have the premium tier, like, shouldn't we at least have the option to download offline? Because whenever I go back to work, and especially with my nursing home job, there's no Wi-Fi. And at the hospital job, the Wi-Fi stinks. Well, the Wi-Fi technically doesn't stink that much. If you're on an iOS device, the Wi-Fi is good. But if you're on a Kindle at my hospital, ooh, that's a whole different story. Don't even try using an Android device in my hospital, because, bring that up randomly. But iOS works fine. That's why I got this iPad. And I will mention, I have to go to Best Buy and get a case for this thing, which I will. Yep. A bypass, unsub, Liberty Light doesn't work. One user on iPhone 10 claimed this on the check rain tool, which, by the way, I'm noticing lately with my iPhone and my iPad, the All-Store method's sort of not working, so I'm thinking of switching back to check rain so I can turn off my phone and turn it back on again with my computer. So, one user even said, let's try on Roku. No, Roku didn't even get a distribution deal. Which, that's why in my living room, I'm so glad I have the Fire Stick and Roku set up. That way I can have two at one. Okay? So, one last thing I want to mention. If you go on YouTube and you're trying to load Peacock on Fire Stick, like, this is, of course, the main guy I go to. Today I Feel Like. He did a video. And I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons. I'm just going to show you what happens if you randomly search on YouTube Peacock Amazon Fire. Okay? Look how many results come up. Look how many results come up. Yep. It's amazing what you can get. Amazing what you can get. So if we try Peacock with iOS jailbreak, nothing comes up. Nothing. Zip. Zero. Nada. And even if you change the results to upload date, let's try that. Yep, no results found. Seems I'm going to be the only YouTuber at the moment that needs to make a rant about this issue. So, in conclusion, I'm very mad at NBC. It seems they've figured out that we were going to jailbreak our devices anyway. And, you know, I had a bunch of fun stuff coming up next week. I was even going to show you guys my new method on changing location. You know, I found a new method from a YouTuber recently, Limsanity. I was going to show you how it worked on my devices. I was going to get the capture card ready the next couple days and go back on my computer and I'll show you guys that method. And again, if I can't get Alt Store working over the weekend, which I'm going to definitely do that, because I know tomorrow I have to tape my wrestling predictions for Extreme Rules. But, you know, I'm really thinking of going back to Check Rain. And I will mention this. I even told my ex about this. You know, I'm going to get rid of my jailbreak as soon as iOS 14 comes out on my iPhone. Now, granted, I'm going to keep it on iOS 13 on my iPad because I just don't see the point. There's nothing really special about iPad OS 14. But I want the widgets. I want the widgets on my phone. So, CheckRain's hard at work for iOS 14. And I keep a lot of faith in them. I really think they're going to have the jailbreak ready for iOS 14. So, only time will tell. But yeah, I'm frustrated right now. I mean, Kindle's my way to go right now. And again, you know, I quickly tried my mom's phone. She's on iOS 13.1.2, and Peacock loaded just fine on her SE. And this is the first SE. We're not talking about the one that just recently came out during the pandemic. I'm talking about my mom's iPhone SE that she got in 2017. I'm talking about that one. Okay? The same A7 chipset that works with the iPhone 6S. It's equipped in the SE. So that worked fine. Well, that's why I'm glad, you know, if something ever happens where I need to experiment, thank goodness my mom is willing to let me at least try her stock OS. See, this app works. This app clearly doesn't work on a jailbreak. That's why I'm livid right now, folks. So, that's going to wrap up this video. You know, I know it ended up being a little bit of a rant. You know, talking about how I'm upset with Peacock, how I'm upset with NBC. But all I'm going to say one last point. There has to be a jailbreak developer that will come up with a good method. And I will mention one last thing. I even tried this method, right? There's a tweak called Snap. I'm just experimenting with it on my iPhone just now. Snapback. I even tried Snapback. That's how desperate I was. Okay? Snapback doesn't even work. Okay? So if Snapback doesn't even work, then it just proves the point that even with Snapback, you can't even run Peacock. It loads somewhat, and you can't even get to the home screen. So, my only suggestion is, if you really want to use Peacock on your iDevice, be careful what device you're using, because, you know, I'm glad my mom's phone isn't jailbroken. That's the last thing her phone needs to be, and then I can't experiment. So, yeah, I even tried Snapback. That didn't even work that well. So, yep, I'll be back on the grind this weekend. And if I can't get the Alt Store to work again and have the untethered method, then some might tell it's better than nothing, and at least I can turn off my device and then reboot everything. At least I have Uncover ready to go. I have Check Rain ready to go. So, alright, thank you all for watching. Leave a comment. You have any updates? If a Jailbreak developer comes up with a way to crack Peacock, maybe there'll be something on Cydia with a cracked version of Peacock that works on a jailbreak. So there has to be a developer out there that will be hard at work. I'm not really a developer. I'm just somebody who's been jailbreaking for years, and I follow the community very closely. So, with that, thank you all for watching. More to come on this channel. If you're new and want to see any random content, subscribe and hit the bell button. I am on social media, just randomly going to bring up. Look me up on Reddit. u/Andy's Randomness. Twitter, Instagram, Andy's Randomness. Snapchat, Andrew Sports Fan. So I'll just randomly bring that up if you need to message me. Maybe you're a developer and maybe you can keep me posted, and maybe I can keep my viewers posted, and something good can come out of this video. So until the next one, please take care.